Hello everyone and a very warm welcome to Crafters TV. Good to see you. Thanks for being here for our third show of the day. Yes, show number 3 already. We start at 10 now, don't you know? If you're not up early for that show, you're missing out on a lot. We had a brilliant craft vault earlier on. Loads of great deals. Should still be there for you on the Shop the Day page if you want to check out those if you missed any from earlier on. And a brilliant wake-up call show where we previewed, amongst other things, this masterclass. Now, I have a feeling it's going to be a busy old show because certainly from the people who bought it during that show, they'll be in to pick up all the hints, tips and ideas from this show. And a lot of people were saying that they've got this on the launch as well. So lots of people will be tuning in to watch. The great thing is, though, if you haven't yet picked up the the new Ric Rac dies, we have got the Showstopper option available for you on this show, which brings you the opportunity to be able to get 2 of the Watercolour Wave paper pads within that bundle. It's a sensational bundle. I know Debbie has got 4 demos up her sleeve over the course of the next couple of hours, but that's not to say that you can't ask the questions. If you have any questions about the goodies in the show, if you have got any requests, things that perhaps you want to see, maybe there's just a particular one of the dies that you want to see cut, let us know, and we will always try and do as much as we can over the course of the show for you. Let's say hello though to the lovely lady going to be bringing you all the inspiration over the course of the next couple of hours. It is the lovely Debbie Fisher, and been very well received, Debbie, and very, very popular. A little sneaky peek we had of it in Wake Up Call this morning. For those who haven't yet got it, they're probably going to be picking it up in this show, aren't they?
Oh, if you haven't got it, just buy it, because honestly, these are the sort of dies that every crafter needs in their stash, because they're going to go through all your collections, no matter what your collections are, what your themes are, what your genre of card are. These are going to work really well with them, right through from all your different seasons to Christmas as well, because they're sort of non-Pacific in their theme, so it means that they just edge anything that's got an edge, which is pretty much everything in card making. And then there's a beautiful border die that just complements the edge of dies as well. So I just think they might be simple, but they're a very, very clever die, and one that you're going to want in your stash. And then to go with that amazing paper pad, Ben, me and Ben are in love with this paper pad. It's gorgeous. You'll absolutely want it.
What I'll do is I'll show you the deal, and then we'll show you kind of finished samples with the paper pad and then with these Ric Rac dies as well. If you want the Ric Rac dies on their own, they are available individually. If you want more of the Watercolour Waves paper pad, that's available individually. However, if you go for the Showstopper, you'll get 2 lots of the Watercolour Waves pad included. That's what we couldn't believe earlier on this price. £32 bags you 2 of the paper pads, right? And then you're thinking, oh, the Ric Rac dies must be separate. No, you get 9 dies included within this bundle as well. So it is an insane value for money deal. If you decide that you need more of these glorious, glorious papers, then you can add them into your basket. But my goodness me, I mean, come on, just the most insane colours, the most insane ombres and effects you've got within these pads, and that beautiful, like, high gloss finish to these is just going to set your makes apart. Whether it is, and we'll look with Debbie in a second, whether it is, you know, beautiful cards, whether you're going to use this to be able to create the most amazing construction pieces, whether it's boxes, whether it's bags, the cardstock is next level. It's going to work with so many different collections, and it scores beautifully. You'll see with Debbie in just a few moments time as well, you can be very specific with this and use some of your smaller dies to create, you know, little sentiments, beautiful bouquets with this. I mean, goodness me, that is just, isn't it? Absolutely gorgeous. You've got like a rainbow effect going on there. You've got the northern lights. It's just a super, super pad, and you've got all of these different kind of blends of colours, and you're getting 24 sheets within that pad. You're getting 12 different designs, 2 sheets of each. And just to show you the designs of the Ric Rac that you're getting in there too, 9 dies in total. And as we showed you earlier on, and one of the big sort of takes I took from the Wake Up Call show is that you've got all of these dies, so easy to use, so versatile, and they will literally be able to be worked into whatever your particular project is. You've got the 3 different styles of waves, you've got the 3 different styles of scalloped edge. We saw this one being used in Wake Up Call, a really, really lovely die. Again, super, super versatile. Debbie was even wearing that as a bracelet during the show. And then you've got the fantastic zigzags as well. And we were talking about this in terms of, obviously great for creating those sort of scalloped edges, those zigzag edges, those Ric Rac designs, but great as like little scene setters as well. We've got the great outdoors coming up a little bit later on. Could be mountain ranges, couldn't they?
Yeah, I love that idea.
So many ways to be able to use them. For 32 quid, you get all of that. That is just incredible. But this is where, like, you're going to be inspired when you look at the finished samples, because these are amazing.
They absolutely are. So first of all, let's show you that pad, because when you put them into a project, my mind is blown because these are just so stunning. So whether you put them into a project like this, which just has, it's just multi-directional, that light, isn't it? It's just beautiful. But I love 3D projects, so putting them into boxes, shaker boxes. I mean, how pretty and beautiful is that to give to somebody? Absolutely amazing. Bigger box there, so making a happy birthday box. Die cutting this pad as well is absolutely incredible. It die cuts beautifully. So from bigger boxes to little small pillow boxes is absolutely amazing. A little box there, which has just got a little peg on the top there. Die cutting your flowers, which I'm going to show you how to do in this next couple of hours. Just absolutely loads. And then if you want to put them into your cards, you can absolutely do that. They can just create the most stunning cards. I mean, just a little bit in the background. Look at that. I mean, I love this paper pad. I mean, does it show?
Just a little bit, maybe. But you've seen the versatility there, again, and all the different things that you can make with that fantastic paper pad. It's not paper, it's 250 GSM. It's like card pad, isn't it, for goodness sake? Scores beautifully, constructs beautifully as well. And so many beautiful designs that you've got within that pad. And that's why it's so good that you get 2 within the bundle, and then you've got the opportunity to be able to buy even more of those individually. Shop the day if you want to see those as an individual. The dies as well are just incredible. And just before I say a few hellos, we can just have a look at these in situ. And this is where it will blow your mind, because I'll be honest, and I like to think I'm always very honest with you, and Debbie is as well. Initially, when I saw these Ric Rac dies, I was a little bit confused, and I was thinking, I mean, where are you going to use those? How are you going to use those? What collections are you going to use those with? But the more you see them in action, and the more you see this pile of cards that Debbie's going to show you here, literally, Debbie, you can use these with any collection, any style, any celebration, whatever it might be. That's why these will be used time and time again, right? Yeah, they're a set of dies that just work with absolutely everything, and everybody needs some because they are amazing dies. So whether you're going for the dies with the paper pad as that showstopper, which is an incredible showstopper, or you're just going for the dies, or you're going for the paper pads, but they are incredible. So if we look at the samples, what you'll notice as we go through is every single one is different designs, different placement of where we put the designs. I love that one, just creating a border. We were saying about creating maybe a bookmark with that in mind. Love this one as well, just creating a really soft focus in the background that blends in beautifully, but then you've got that lovely topper on top. I think this might be my favourite card. I love this one so much. Good, isn't it? It's brilliant, isn't it? It's just amazing that you can do this. And if you just want to put a sentiment through the middle, you can absolutely do that. We're going to create something well, sort of similar to this. I love the fact that you can decorate a whole piece of your card front using your dies just in that form. I love this as well, using them as like a scenery. So looks really cool, doesn't it? So it's like a Ric Rac rainbow. Yeah,
it does look like a Ric Rac rainbow. God, that's a mouthful. Ric Rac rainbow. Love this one as well. So with our tea and coffee collection, that one goes with. This one's beautiful as well. I think Craig made this one, and really just very basic in the design at the front, at the top and the bottom, but but it frames that sentiment beautifully. Another one here that is stunning. I mean, soft focus on that one, so just making the card say, oh, this one's brilliant as well. I love that. It's like the little monsters in between, look like they've been eaten by a shark with the big teeth. And I think this one is gorgeous as well. I actually think this one, the other way around, looks like a plant pot holder, doesn't it? With all these bits going down. So that's beautiful. Love this one, using them all in their glory. So all the dies from the one set have been used on here. The smaller one down the edge, then the border one in that gold, and then the more larger deckled edge at the side there. Just creating such a different type of card. Another one here similar. Oh, I've done this as well. So I noticed one of the dies, you can make like a flump. Do you remember flumps?
I do remember flumps.
So this die intertwines, so you can literally wrap it round each other. So I'm going to show you how to do that as well. So yes, they're the samples, but let's get started with a demo and start with, I thought we'd start quite basic and show you just by cutting them out how you can create a really stunning background. And I am using those beautiful papers. Now, whether you're using a full sheet, whether you're just using part of them, these cut just like a dream, like an absolute dream. As Sarah would say, like a hot knife through butter. Butter.
Hot knife through butter, like man.
So I've cut a few out already, very speedily just before the show. I just cut lots out. I'm just going to cut a couple more out and show you just how easy they go through, but also that the little pieces just tap out really quickly. Yeah. So the dies, I mean, dies have come a long way, but they we're lucky enough to have the Gemini, which cuts amazingly. Look at that for a detailed die.
It's a bit like a caterpillar.
It does look like a caterpillar, yeah. You could actually do it, couldn't you, like a caterpillar, couldn't you, doing all the bumps? And then we're going to do that again, so all those little pieces are out. Just going to drop it down, all the little dots that come out. Good for little shaker elements, the little pieces that come out of that one. And then we're just going to do another one, and then I think I've got enough, so just pop that there.
Whilst you cut them, we can say a few hellos.
Oh, yes.
Rachel's on the show.
Hi, Rach.
Elsie's in saying hello. Ben, Debbie and team. Laurie Barnett's in. Louise Burton. Carol Duncan. Rebecca Dancer. Lois Ski Athletist. And Em says, hello everyone, can't wait to get these. Ric Rac is such a memory jogger. My grandma used it in so many things that she made for me. And just whilst you're obviously using this card, so Evie says the paper is beautiful. It looks shiny. Can you stamp onto it, she's asking, without smearing?
Well, it's a really good question. So you can stamp onto it, but not without smearing, unless you use something like a stays-on ink.
Yeah.
We don't do a stays-on ink, but what we do is a pigment ink pad and heat embossing.
Oh, yes.
So if you heat emboss onto it, it will stay put and look as shiny as the background as well. So it does stamp onto, but you do have to heat emboss it unless you're using a stays-on ink. Right, so I've got plenty of these. I've already cut lots of these strips. Now this is out of that same piece of card, but look at all the different colours that you've got going on there. I just think they are beautiful. Now all I've got is a piece of card, so I'm just going to grab my piece of card, if I can pick it up, like so. And this I've cut to 7 and a quarter by 4 and a quarter. And all I'm going to do with this, I'm going to take my dotty tape pen. I'm just going to grab myself a piece. Oh, I had this card that I cut out earlier, so I'll use that. I'm going to just use it to put my dotty tape pen right down the middle. That's all it needs, just making sure we've pop that there, and I'm going to do that with all these strips. So nice and easy, just a case of using your dotty tape pen and putting it all the way down. You don't have to have any order unless you want to place an order on them, where if you really want to do it the same way as they've been cut from the papers, and what I mean by that, so you follow like the greens and the purples.
Oh, so they blend into each other kind of thing.
Yeah, but I don't want to faff with that. I'm quite happy.
Life's too short, Debbie.
Life's too short to faff with all them colours. It's going to look beautiful just having any of the colours going down the page. So we've got, what have we got there? We've got 4, I've got 7. So I think 7 should do it. So let's just make sure we've got plenty of little dots. And your dotty tape pen is obviously the one you want to use because you've got those dots down the middle.
Oh yeah.
So you don't want no sort of stringy glue bits that are coming out.
So if you used your standard tape pen, the bits would go through the hole, wouldn't
they? They would, yes. And if you're doing it and they go to the edge, then they will hang out through the edge, so you don't want that. So that's how easy it is. I always find it easier just to do all your glue in first rather than go backwards and forwards. And then all we're going to do is take each section, and I like to sort of do the same amount. So I want to get that nice bit, can you see that little corner bit? So just there. And then we're going to go in with another one. So let's go on to here. Now you could offset them if you want to. I'm not going to offset them. I'm just going to do them, just making sure. No, we need to do it one more over. There we go. I'm just making sure that they are the same coming down, but you could offset them if you wanted to. I'm just making sure that all of these line up. So keep going across the page. And all these pieces, didn't rub that one down very well, did I? All these pieces are just going to be burnished down after, and we can trim all the edges off. A little bit more here.
Whilst you're sticking, we can say hello to Pauline. Pauline Hassel, who's joined us. You're in Cheshire, Pauline, aren't you, I think, from memory. Jane Quigley's joined us in the West Midlands, saying, that's where you are, Jane, isn't it? I'm sure you are, Starbridge. Look at me with customer knowledge. Hello, everyone. This is where Jane will go, I'm not in the West Midlands. And Pauline goes, I'm not in Cheshire, I'm in Devon. Jane says, hello, everyone. Watching and sitting in the sunshine. And LDD, that's Helen, says, good morning, all. It is a beautiful morning here on the farm near Tough Kenneman. Have I said that right, Helen? Tough Kenneman? I love the, it's Philly, isn't it, I think? Philly. I love Ric Rac as a 10-year-old when I began to sew, and now I love it for paper crafting. My dies arrived today from HSM, says Helen. Yeah, because Ric Rac is a big sewing thing, isn't it? Like a Ric Rac design.
Yes, Ric Rac design, yes. Yeah. I always remember, is it Ric Rac ribbon?
Ric Rac ribbon?
Yeah, you used to be able to get Ric Rac ribbon.
And what was it called? Ric Rac ribbon?
Ric Rac ribbon.
Was it Ric Rac rainbow ribbon?
I don't know. I'm not even going to say that. Right, so taking those pieces off, and then these pieces you can carry on using. So we're just going to trim all those ones down like so. And it's really effective, this technique, because it just looks really cool. And it looks like you spent ages. Look at that, it looks so good.
Really clever.
And then we'll start to use these ones, but I'm going to come from the bottom here. So we're going to do the same as we did at the top. So we're going to meet that this way, like so. So we've got that same little...
And this sort of effect you can do with a lot of the Ric Rac dies, right? Create your own like different background with them.
Any of the border ones you can. You can create the others, but you would then need to sort of cut the border in, because they've only got a one line on them, where these ones cut out the border fully.
And the little wiggly worm one, you could just like interlock it, couldn't you?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, absolutely. Right, so I'm going to leave it at that, and then let's trim these off, like so. And then the nicest thing with this is you can keep this really simple, and all we're going to do is stamp a sentiment in the middle. Oh, that is
so cool.
It looks really cool, doesn't it? I loved how it came out. It just, it's such a lovely way of using them in their simplest of forms, which is one die and just using them down the actual card. And I just thought this was a really fun design. So all I'm going to do with this, the easiest thing to do is to use your stamping platform. I'm just going to see if I've got one at hand. Yep, I can just see it here. Now I would definitely recommend the stamping platform because it's the one that you'll get the precision with. So I'm just going to place this on here. I've just got a stamp. Now, what have I done with it? I had it. No, it was right here. I knew that would happen. What have I done with it? Oh, I can't find it. It will turn up because it's a clear stamp, and I bought it from my stash at home. I've lost a stamp, just a clear stamp. It's a happy birthday stamp.
I'm very good at finding things.
It's see-through. It's this stamp that's on there.
Oh no.
I know, but I've just seen it.
Ah.
I spotted it before you.
You're like a pirate then.
It's just a happy birthday stamp. So let's place that right in the middle there. And then we're just going to use our stamping platform to stamp that. And then I'm going to use 2 inks. Because we've got all these beautiful colours, I'm going to use the duets, and I'm going to use the Raspberry Ripple and the Soft Heather. So to start off with, we're going to place where's the bottom half? Just going to put the pink at the bottom, like so, and then we're going to use the heather on the top of the stamp.
Okay.
So just pop in that like so. And then we can stamp that right in the centre. And then I'm going to go back in with a bit more pink, because the pink always seems to wash out because it's the lightest colour. So we're going to do that at the top, which is the top, that's the top. Just to go down one more time, like so. Look at that, how cool does that look, just going through the middle. So let's pop that into place, and then all I've done to create our card, we're going to, let's pop that to the side, let's bring this in, and I've just popped that, place that onto some white cards. That gives it another border, and then we're just going to pop our tape pen. Oh, that wasn't the one I was using earlier, it's this one. And we're going to just go down onto, I've just used some linen cardstock, because our white linen cardstock, you will find it on the web, is a nice stark white. So I like that as a border.
Yeah.
So we're just going to place that right in the centre. And then again, I always burnish on the back, make sure that that's really well burnished down. And then I am being very wasteful of this, but I do want the edge. So if you wanted to, use your paper trimmer, cut it out of the middle.
You got that free yesterday?
You absolutely did, yes. But I just want that to go around the edge there, so you can see it really lightens that up then. So we're just going to stick that together, and then on the front of our card.
Pauline says, well remembered, Ben, I am in Cheshire, you see. Helen says, yes, Ben, you said Tough Kenneman correctly. Well done, you. And Helen says, Debbie, this card is so inspirational.
Oh, thank you. But very simple. It's doable for every level. So whether you're a beginner, whether you're advanced, it just looks fabulous. But it looks like you spent a long time on it. But you really haven't.
Karen says, good afternoon, Ben and Debbie, and all. Just received 2 parcels from Crafters. One is the template library. Yay. So it was on a special, so I couldn't resist that. I am now off to the local tip to destroy evidence. I love that. Yeah, get rid of the boxes. And if partner says, where's that come from? Oh, no, I've had it ages. I'm sure my Laura does that with me. Not that it really matters, because, you know, she can buy whatever she wants. But, you know, she'll put something on, like a new dress or a new top. I'm like, where's that from? Oh, no, I've had it ages. I've had it ages, and I'm sure...
See, I never do that. Never. I'm quite lucky, though, because, I mean, Al doesn't care what I buy, but I always have to... He likes me to do a fashion show. He loves me showing him when I've got things. He's like, oh, I'll try it. As soon as I get something, he'll go, oh, try it on. He wants to see it on. Yeah, he's very much like that.
Imagine you did a little catwalk.
I know, yeah. There we go. So I'm keeping that really simple, not adding anything else to it, but very, very simple.
I absolutely love that, and the fact that you've got 2 lots of that cardstock within the bundle, I just think means you're going to be using these dies over and over again. And even if it is just as simple as, well, I say simple, but effective, isn't it? Just using those to cut strips, to create backgrounds, I think that is something that you will definitely do. Good afternoon, Big Winter Burn. Carol is in the house saying, good afternoon, Ben and Debbie. What a great idea. Love the card, says Colleen. And Trish Lestelle says, a lovely card, Debbie. Cannot wait to give it a try when my Ric Rac dies arrive later today. Other things we've got on the show, buy 2 get 1 free on your matte black card. Listen, I mean, this is craft room essential stuff, really, isn't it? You want to have your white stamping card, you want to have your watercolour card, you want to have your Nina card, or alcohol card as it's called now, available. You want craft card. Matte black card as well is another absolute staple as far as your craft room is concerned. A4 this, you're going to get 40 sheets, 300 GSM. So, you know, brilliant again for using for your mattes and layers. Brilliant again for doing your drop shadows with, you know, if you just want to cut this down to the card size that you want and create beautiful cards with things like your watercolor palettes, things like your gilding wax. I mean, our matte black cardstock really is the very best. We're giving you 120 sheets here, 40 sheets for free within that bundle. It's one of those where, do you know what, you don't want to run out of this, so it's a case of just stocking up when we have it on a deal like that, on a 3 for 2. $15.98 is the price for that if you are a Platinum member. We've also got, talking about core craft room essentials, our tape pens, and not just any old tape pens, the tape pens that you're going to be using alongside your Ric Rac dies. You think we just throw these shows together? There's a lot of thought goes into these, because what was the tape pen that Debbie was using? The dotty tape pen. You're going to find that you will use this a lot. Absolutely brilliant, as I know the majority of you guys know, for those more intricate sticks. So things like these Ric Rac dies, which are a little bit more intricate, particularly the one that Debbie was just using there, which has got the holes there. You don't want that adhesive clumping through and making it very sticky. That won't happen with these, because the tape pen just lays down the dots where you need it to go. Also brilliant for sentiments as well. You know, when you've got like really fine die cut sentiments, again, you're not going to be using your standard tape pen for that. If you've got like your fine tip glue applicators, you know, if you want to use wet glue, you can, but these are perfect. They're quick, they're easy to use, and very, very precise with their stick. 22 meters, 72 feet you're going to get. By 1, by 2, by 3, and get the 4th for free. £11.98 is the Platinum price if you want to grab those, get them stuck into your basket. And lastly, for now, you've also got, yes, the very best glitter cardstock in the blooming business. I love ours because it's easy to score with, it's easy to die cut with, it's easy to craft with, because you're not going to get any of that glitter going all over the place. You might have used glitter cardstock previously. Certainly in the other crafty life that I had, saw lots of different glitter card from other different companies, and one of the main problems with it, it cracked, it feathered, the glitter would go all over the place, and I know a lot of people are a bit sensitive to kind of, you know, glitter, don't like the feel of it. The brilliant thing about our cardstock is not only is this going to die cut beautifully for you, going to score beautifully for you. It's 250, so construction weight, but you're going to get all of the sparkle, all of the pizzazz, all of the wow, all of the kind of pizzazz, if I've not just said that, but you're not going to get any of the fuss and the faff. It's not going to like flake off, because it's encapsulated for you. And look at the different colours you're getting. 90 sheets you're getting here, and I think that price of $12.77 has got to be one of the best prices that I have ever seen for our glitter card. Core cardstock.
Brilliant, isn't it? It's so good.
Is that not supposed to be $22.77? It just feels like there should be a 2 there, not a 1, is what I'm trying to say. It feels like it shouldn't be $12.77. It should be $22.77. I just can't, that must be a mistake. Solar gold you're going to get, 30 sheets. You're getting your Christmas red. I mean, yes, Christmas red, but it's not just Christmas red, is it?
That's a sexy red, that is.
Sexy! All right, fish. Whoa! Look at that. Ba 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 ba. Sexy red. Ba 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 ba.
It is though, isn't it? It's a really gorgeous red. It's like your red patent shoes.
Oh, what you were going to say then?
I don't know what you thought I was going to say. You'll have to tell me later what you thought I was going to say. I was thinking of like your high heels. You know, when people wear their red high heels, the patent.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ba 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 ba. Sexy red. And then
Sexy green.
Sexy green.
Do you know what though? This says Christmas green, but if you die cut your foliage out of here, it makes amazing sparkly leaves. It's honestly, it's incredible cardstock.
You take the point though, don't you? You're going to be using those a lot at Christmas red, Christmas green, but you'll use them all year round as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, that's 50 sheets. 60 sheets in your copper. That's, well, 10 gives you 60. Hang on a minute. I think I've miscounted here. Then you've got your blue, royal blue, and then your rose gold. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. So it's 8 pieces, isn't it? It's half price, basically. Buy one, get one.
That's amazing, though, for 80 cards.
Yeah, well done for those of you that just spotted that deliberate mistake as well. We put that out there just to see if you were on the ball. Well done if you spotted that.
I can't see a mistake.
Just rewind. 12.77. Thank you to Janelle. It says, love the Watercolour Waves paper. What great card. And yes, Rebecca, if you haven't checked your emails yet, check them, because something new has just landed as far as our digital papers are concerned. She says new digital papers have landed on the website. Wisteria. Ooh, bit of wisteria hysteria with that digital paper, have a look. There's some brand new goodies for you. Check your emails, you'll see all the details that you need. We're going to have a little break. When we come back, more with the Ric Racs. Anything else you want to ask? I've had some good questions so far, but if there's anything you want to ask, anything you want to see, let us know and we will do whatever we can for you in just a few. We'll see you in a moment.
The instruction and inspiration is mind-blowing.
The inspiration, the products to make our own and make it our own.
I get so much inspiration and tips and tricks from everyone there at Crafters Companion.
And there's so much support, respect, and inspiration all through the socials.
I like to watch Crafters TV as often as I'm free, and I always get new ideas each time, and it certainly helps kickstart my mojo.
That is why I love Crafters Companion, because they make me look like a better crafter and give me ways to do things that I haven't tried before.
I wouldn't be the crafter I am today without Crafters TV, so thank you.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the Crafters Companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty program today and receive 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits to joining Club Inspire include special members-only sales, and you can receive discounts or exclusive access to products, and even free gifts. You will receive 1 point for every pound, dollar or euro that you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. See if you can craft your way up to our ultimate Club Inspire tier, Platinum, where you'll enjoy the very best discounts and rewards that we offer. As you keep climbing through the club, you can actually reach Platinum Plus and even Platinum for life. The more points you collect, the more you will be rewarded within our amazing special Club Inspire community. So, what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Hi everybody, I am Cindy A. Lewis. I do have a YouTube channel, but that's not why I'm here today. I'm here because I do love Crafters Companion products and Crafters TV and Sarah Davies. I love everyone that I have come to know on Crafters TV, on all the scheduled shows. I've learned and so much inspiration from all the shows. I appreciate the angel policy, using the inspiration, the products to make our own and make it our own. And Sarah, I'm so glad you're back and fully in charge. I'm so happy about that. Could really sell ice to those in the North Pole. As you can see, all these bins back here are dies and stamps from Crafters Companion, almost all. Those markers are all Spectrum Noir markers in the back. And these bins are all full of your kits, all the kits, like Sarah's signature kits and the different ones. So I keep them all together. And then down there are all, those are all in those bins, Christmas dies and stamps, mostly from Crafters Companion. And I just have to say, I'm so happy that you are here and out there for all of us to inspire us. So thank you so much for letting me be a part from Little O, Oklahoma, USA.
Welcome back, everybody. We are pretty much up to speed as far as the comments are concerned. No more questions have come through over the course of the last few minutes, so I assume you are all au fait with the collection. But if over the course of the next sort of half an hour or so you have any questions, do feel free to fire those our way. Remember that Showstopper bundle is £32. You get all of the dies again. You're probably going to see most of these over the course of this show, but you've got the scalloped edge there. That is the set which includes the die that Debbie was just using to create the background on that last project, which I think is one of my absolute faves in the set. You've got all of your zigzags in there again, so the 3 different styles of zigzag. And then you've got your waves in there as well. So 9 dies in total to go alongside 2 of the watercolour wave pads as well. £32 is incredible value for money. Because you've got to think like our paper pads, I mean, even one of the most, I hate to use the word, but even the cheapest pads, you're looking at £12.99, £14.99, aren't you, for a 12 by 12? So in my mind, I look at that and go, well, if you're paying for 2 pads there, it's almost like you're getting the dies for free in that bundle,
I know.
isn't it?
I was thinking the same thing.
That's what it's like, isn't it?
Yeah, it absolutely is.
So it's a great way to be able to do it. And listen, within the Showstopper as well, you've got, there's loads of goodies as well, isn't there? I'm losing the plot here. Don't you get extras? I haven't got them here. I will find those and recap on those for you in just a few moments' time. But let's get back into some more demos. What are you going to be using next, Debbie?
I'm going to use the Waves one. I really like this one, so I thought let's show you how they all work. So first thing I want to do is create some of these middle section ones, because this is the one that you can intertwine with each other. So we're going to do a few of those. And I'm actually thinking, have I not cut my cardstock? That must be for a different one. I'm going to cut through 2 pieces, I think. Yeah, let's do that. I reckon we could get away with cutting through 2 pieces of our cardstock. So I am just going to place it on there and tape that down. So where's my, there it is, low tack tape. So just a little bit of low tack tape to hold that in place. I'm going to place that there and that hold the 2 pieces of card together as well. I'm going to place them into my Gemini Junior plates and just send them through. So because of the Gemini pressure, I can cut through both of those in one go. If you've got a Gemini Midi, they're going to go through there. If you've got a Gemini Mini, you would just have to do part of it, turn it round and then do the other half. Yeah. So they will work in all machines. So that's given us our 2 cuts in one go. And then, let me just take those ones out. So that will give you the pink and the blue. And then I'm just going to do another one. So let's do a white and a pink one. So let's pop that on there. Just miss the where I've took the coating off. Be fine. And then we'll send those ones through as well. So nice and quick, doesn't take long to send them through. And that's the good thing with these, Ben, because they're really quick and easy, and they come out of the release from the die really quick, you can cut multiples in a short amount of time. Especially for these ones, because these are the ones that we are going to intertwine together. So let's take those 2 out as well. So just take that one off and take that one. Right, let's discard those. And then we've got 4 here. And all you're going to do with these is, there we go, is literally cross them over. So you want to turn one round so they're the opposite way. Okay. And then all we're going to do is literally thread them together. So once you've got that first bit straight at the top, the rest, then you can just hold it. And you just twist them.
It is like a flump, isn't it?
It's like a flump. Absolutely like a flump. I love flumps.
Oh dear.
Oh, do you not?
I'm just not fussed about marshmallows in one way or the other.
I love all marshmallows.
Yeah,
I love marshmallows.
I don't know whether it's because I remember back in the day when I was in Cubs and that, and we used to play that game around the campfire. Remember Chubby Bunnies? We used to put them into your mouth and say Chubby Bunny, and then you have to keep stuffing marshmallows into your mouth. And the first person who couldn't say Chubby Bunnies lost the game. I think that's maybe why I don't like marshmallows.
Oh, I've never heard of that before.
Maybe not.
We used to play the cracker game where you see how many crackers you could eat in a minute, and that's really hard.
I bet they can't do games like that anymore now for like health and safety. Because I always used to think with like Chubby Bunnies, shoving about 15 marshmallows in your mouth in one go.
And it was the first that couldn't say Chubby Bunnies.
Yeah, so you'd end up with like loads, and you'd be like, you couldn't say it, and then you'd be out of the game. But we did the cracker game quite a lot as well. I remember that. Who could eat like a packet of crackers? Because who could eat the most
There were
crackers in a
so
minute?
many games, isn't there, with food, which is quite disgusting. It's like the after 8 mint. Have you done that one where you put it on your forehead?
Oh, and then try and catch it in your
try
mouth.
and get it down to your mouth,
Yeah.
but it sort of melts
wiggle,
down
yeah.
which is really tricky.
Oh, dear.
Right, there you go, look at that. So that's really cool to be able to do those. So that's one part of the demo. Now the next piece is, let me bring in my card. So I've got a piece of card here, and we're going to use the front to be creative with. Now what I want to do is to make sure that I can put one piece on here. So we're going to first of all we're going to do the front afterwards. We're going to do the back of the card, and this time we're going to use the wavy line, the smaller wavy line. So we're just going to place that right on the edge like so. And keep putting below
I feel if you did that intertwining in red and white, it reminds me of like the little pole you get outside a barber's shop.
Ah, yes.
Looks a little bit like that, doesn't it?
It does look a bit like that. I never go really to a barber shop, so I
Yeah, a
wouldn't
lot
even
do.
know.
A lot do.
Poor George. Right, we're going to switch now to my bigger plates. Now you could still use your Gemini plates by putting them in the other way, but I'm just going to switch them out here. Just put these all in.
I remember
more
Chubby
of an
Bunny,
order.
says Trish Listell, gag. And Janelle says, Chubby Bunny is hysterical. It would make me sick too, Ben. Sugar overload. Me and Craig had a game of that once when we recorded it, but we never posted it because we thought like people might just be a bit...
What, you played it here?
We played Chubby Bunnies here because he wanted to do... You know, like Craig's always doing fun stuff on his socials,
Yeah.
isn't he? And so it must have been on Insta or something people were doing it. So we did it and recorded it, but we never posted it up because we thought like people might be a bit like... at watching it.
Oh no, I think it'd be fun. Who
Yeah.
recorded it, Craig?
I've got it on my phone somewhere. It was probably 18 months ago.
Should
Should we put it up?
Out. Yes. Yes, you
There we go.
absolutely need to do it.
I'll stick that up, and then in the break, me and Debbie will have a Jacob's Cream Cracker Challenge.
Yeah, that's hard. It looks easy, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And then it's actually really hard. Right, so because I want to now put this, so that'll hide my workings there, we're going to place that down onto that piece. So what I want to do is to make sure that we've got enough here to take another piece off. So I am going to use this again, and we're going to just place it. So I'm just making sure underneath, there we go, just about there. Doesn't have to be in any particular order, just I want to get one of those so you can see it underneath. So all I'm going to do is just place that onto there, and then we're going to cut that one out as well. So there we go. So that's just creating my two edges of my card. So pop that down and then run that through. And actually, what's nice about these, you'll find when you're being creative with them, you'll find lots of different ways that you want to use them. They're really good for if anyone's scrapbooking as well. You can actually put borders around your photographs, which look really nice. So many different ways. So once we've done that one, let's get rid of all the static. That's taken off my front piece of the card. So now when we close it, we've got two borders on one side and the other. So I'm going to pop that to the side because now I want to bring in this piece. And we've used two of the dies, these two, and now we've got a bigger edge. So I'm now going to use the bigger edge to go down my pink piece of card. So again, just placing that on the side. And this is the great thing with these dies, is they've all been made to work together.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter where you use them, they're just going to mix and match beautifully. And because even though they're a wave, the good thing about them is you can see exactly where your wave is going by lining that wave up to the edge of your card. So you haven't got to worry about where the positioning is. So let's just pop that. Oh, can't pick that up because it's
stuck it to the mat.
There we go. Just place that on there and then cut that one out.
Hi to Ash, who's joined us. She says, hi, all been crafting today, and I'm over the moon with the new paper trimmer. Did you get that as a freebie in that bundle with the essential tools? Because that was an absolute cracker recently, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, absolutely.
Any more comments, questions, fire those in. Anything you want to see, feel free to ask. We are waiting for your questions, please.
So just very gently, because I'm using linen cardstock, it's got a white core so it can come off easily with your low tack tape. So make sure you're just careful with taking them off. And then again, look, you've got another border then if you wanted to use your border on something else. Right, so we've got all our pieces done. Let's put our card together.
Yes.
Right, so we've used all 3 pieces. Let's pop them over there. This piece is going to be for this bit here. So we've got a blue piece of card that we're just going to place that right down the middle. And then if I bring that in, we've got our deckled edge piece. I've then just done a matte and layer to go on the inside. So just like so, and I've created that just so you've got an inside piece. Because we're putting lots of layers on here, it's nice to keep it weighted down. So we're just going to place that on the inside. If you wanted to, you could have done a deckled edge on that one as well, but we're just going to stick this one to the inside. So just tape pen, that's going to hold securely enough. What I would say when you're using a tape pen is make sure you burnish it down. That's the biggest tip I can ever give you with those. Got a little mark on that one, so I'm going to put that face into the bottom. We're just going to pop that one into there, and then again burnish that down from the back. And then on the inside here, we've then got our piece, so our flumps that are going to go onto this section.
Do you remember that TV show, The Flumps, as well?
Yes, I do remember The Flumps, yes. There were so many.
It was. It wasn't a cartoon. It was like what you call it. It's like stop motion, wasn't it? Like what was that little the man who was made out of clay? Morph.
Morph.
It was a bit like that, but they were big fluffy flumps. I just remember the name of the one. There was Pootle, who was the little one, who was the white one, who always had like you call it, like a bobble hat on.
Yes, that's right. I remember. I can't remember what they're called though.
Pootle. That's what he was called.
Called what?
Pootle.
Pootle.
I bet you that's his name. P-O-O-T-L-E.
You've
Pootle.
got a good memory.
And there was like Grandpa Flump, wasn't there? Grandma Flump. But you didn't have that in the US. Poor you guys, missing out on the flumps.
What was your programs in the US? Like you must have had childhood, like we had like Mr. Ben and Campbell Wick Green.
Trumpton.
Trumpton, yes. Bagpuss.
Bagpuss always used to be on BBC Two of a lunchtime, because I can't remember why, but they'd always have, I suppose it's when kids came home from like nursery, they'd always have like a selection of like kids shows on at about, like 12:30, 1 o'clock, and Bagpuss was always one of those.
Do you remember Finger Mouse?
I do remember Finger Mouse. Like, it's so hilarious when you think back, isn't it? So when was that? Probably like late 70s, early 80s?
I mean, the kids would think it was rubbish now.
But it was literally a guy who had a bit of paper on the end of his finger
I know.
that looked like a mouse.
Yeah, that's it. That's all it was.
That was literally it.
But because we were young and that's all we knew, it was entertaining.
Oh my gosh, that is so funny. I remember Finger Mouse.
Mr. Ben, we've always talked about Mr. Ben, haven't we? Love that.
That was a classic.
The Wombles.
Underground, overground, wombling free. The Wombles of Wimbledon, come on are we. Making good use of the things that we find. Things that the everyday folks leave behind. The other one I used to love. Oh, Bulgaria. Even remember the days when he wasn't. The other one.
Oh, I used to love it.
We're after Button Moon.
No, see, Button Moon was a bit, that was later for me, Button Moon.
I used to love Button Moon.
Yeah, no, I don't really. It was on, but yeah, I never really watched it.
Always used to wait until my mum had finished using her fairy liquid bottle so I could turn it into Mr. Spoon's space rocket.
And what was the other one? Crystal Tips and Alistair. Do you remember that?
I don't remember that.
And funny enough, I've got an Alistair, and everyone used to call me Crystal Tips when I used to have curly hair.
Crystal Tips and Alistair?
Yeah. It was Alistair was the cat, and Crystal Tips was a girl with really curly hair.
King Rolo, remember that?
Yeah, I remember King Rock, but again, that comes because you're 10 years younger than me. So the other one was Rhubarb and Custard.
Rent a Ghost?
Rent a Ghost, yes, used to love Rent a Ghost.
That was on like Saturday afternoons with Super Gran.
Super Gran, yeah, that's right. Used to love that as well. So many things. And Grandad. Remember Grandad?
Oh, vaguely.
He was an old boy and he just used to be the Grandad. It was quite funny.
Yeah, I vaguely
I can't
remember
really
that.
remember much about it, but I remember it, Grandad. Yeah. Right, so while we've been chatting about old children's programmes, we've put our extra pieces all on. So you've got all these different ones, and then this bloom where you are planted comes from the embossing folders. You remember we did embossing folders with the aperture in the middle
yeah.
and the framing, and then you had the stamps that went with them. So I've just used that, which we're going to place in the middle, and then I've just literally cut out a flower and I've just got a leaf to put onto it as well to finish off. So let's just stick this one all in place.
Thank you to Tracy, who says, my partner bought me the Flumps DVD. I loved it as a child. Was it still as good watching it as an adult, though? I don't know.
What was we watching the other week? Because we was telling someone about it.
Who?
We was in the other studio. It was a while ago. We was telling Nicola about. Oh, Mr. Magoo.
Oh, Mr. Magoo.
Mr. Magoo. Does anyone? Any of you know any of these in the gallery? They're very quiet in there, aren't they?
Mr. Magoo was he was blind, wasn't he?
Yeah, poor vision.
Poor vision, yeah.
He was very
never wore
funny.
glasses or whatever, and he used to you'd think he was going to get in all sorts of scrapes, but he'd somehow always get out of them.
Yeah.
You're showing your age, Ben, says Lynn. Louise says, what about the magic roundabout?
Oh yeah, I used to love that as well.
Yeah,
yes.
That was fun.
I mean, when you think about that now, I mean, it's quite funny.
Bill and Ben the flower pot men, says Rachel.
Oh yes, Bill and Ben.
Trapdoor. Don't you open that trapdoor, because there's something down there.
I have no idea what that is. Well, so you're going now to my kids' age.
Yeah, Rosie and Jim's
yes,
90s.
I remember. So how old are you, George? Oh, so my son is 33. My goodness, so I'm old enough to be your mum, George.
so we're going 50s, 40s, 30s, aren't we? So we're kind of going through the decades a little bit.
Yes.
Lynn says, I remember when the Wombles were on Top of the Pops. Yeah, because they used to release records as well, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
You'd have them singing away on Top of the Pops.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so both of them in the gallery are the same age as my two children. It's making me feel very old. And there you go. So again, keeping it really, really simple, but you can put your sentiments still right inside. You've got those gorgeous borders, but definitely use them to link together because they look really effective, and I absolutely love that card.
Yeah, really fun, and again shows you that you can use them in so many different ways. Whatever papers you're using, whatever kind of occasion you want to be using these for. It's just such a versatile set, and one I think that every single crafter should absolutely think about going for. LDD says, we loved Howdy Doody. Howdy Doody. Don't worry, we didn't have that, I don't think. What was Howdy Doody? Willy the Worm. Yeah. Captain Kangaroo, these are all American shows.
Captain Caveman.
Captain
Do you remember
Caveman
that?
we had.
Yes.
With the, what was it called? Captain There was 3 girls, wasn't there, as well?
Cavey, they used to
yeah,
call him.
Cavey Wavy.
So my son won a Easter egg competition with Captain Caveman because you had to decorate a boiled egg. So we glued lots of strings of brown wool all over the egg and made a little cave for it, and he actually won the Easter egg competition. Captain Caveman.
Captain Caveman. Helen also says we love Mr. Rogers in the US. I've seen bits and pieces of that, but that was, of course, the
film with Tom Hanks that I always say was really bad. But I think, I don't know the character, so I suppose if you know the character,
if you were brought up with Mr. Rogers,
film,
yeah. The Twisted Ric Rac reminds me of candy canes or the triple colour candy sticks, says Stephanie Theodos. And Eden says Mr. Magoo is Mr. Howard from Gilligan's Island. I didn't watch that either, to be honest, Gilligan's Island. Was that the one with Hervé Villechaize in it, or was that, I think it's something else, the knick-knack from The Man with the Golden Gun? Was that Gilligan's Island? It wasn't, was it? What was that called? The Plane, boss, the Plane.
I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, that was Hervé Villechaize, who was knick-knack in, that wasn't Gilligan's Island, was it? What was that show called? Someone will tell me. I can't think, it won't come to me. Just to reiterate again, your Ric Rac dies, 9 in total you're going to get. So you've got all of your waves there, different styles of waves. So if you want to be able to create your little intertwined dies, you can, of course, just cut them in different colours. It can look absolutely fantastic. You've got the different styles there across the waves. You've got the different styles there across your zigzags as well. And absolutely love the scalloped edges. As we go through the course of this show, you're going to see more of these being demonstrated. We're going to give you some time to get your baskets and carts checked out. Just worthwhile showing you once again, before we do, the watercolour pad. You're going to get 2 of these, and this is where it is bonkers, right? Because what I would say to you is, if you were thinking of buying a few of these today, if you were stocking up on these, I would say jump in and get this deal, because you're going to get 2 of the Watercolour Waves paper pads, and it is pretty much like we are throwing in the Ric Rac dies for absolutely nothing, because you'd be happy to pay, wouldn't you, $15.99 for this pad, for goodness sake. Look at all these beautiful papers you're getting. You're getting 24 sheets in total. You're getting 12 designs and 2 sheets of each. Not enough to go around as far as I'm concerned. So that's why we put 2 in the bundle. If you decide that you want to buy more, then they are available individually for you as well on the Shop the Day page. But don't miss out on these. They've got that beautiful sort of high gloss finish to them, brilliant to kind of die cut into, brilliant to score, brilliant to use as well in your construction pieces. And just before we have a little bit of a break, I know Debbie's got some finished samples the other side of the studio, so you can just see for yourself how brilliant these are to create with not just cards, but also, like you've got there, Debbie, boxes. And also, are those flowers cut from?
Yeah, they are, and I have got a demo in the next hour coming up where we're going to show how to cut the flowers out and show you just how easy. These are a dream to cut out. I love the high gloss on these, but I think I love more than anything else is the colours that it's been done with. They're stunning, and to be able to create boxes, whether it's bigger boxes or small little boxes like this, I mean, such a lovely way to be able to use these pages in the box. But and something really different, when you give a box like this to somebody, they will think you've got this from some really expensive little boutique, because it looks absolutely amazing. I mean, that one is like your shaker card element, but if you are making boxes, I'm going to open this one because look.
Oh, that is so good.
I mean, that's amazing. And then it's got another little box inside as well that can open up. I mean, I think, and that's quite an easy, I don't want to take anything away from the designer, but that's quite an easy
it's achievable.
box. Achievable and to put together, which, is amazing. I'm just trying to...
It's like a Rubik's puzzle, that. Like a Rubik's
Once
cube.
you put all those... But it's robust, it looks amazing, and I absolutely love it. But also, if you want to be making cards out of them, you can absolutely be making cards as well. Look at that one. I mean... It's so lovely. Whoever gets something with this cardstock, you cannot go wrong with it. It's amazing.
Thank you for the comments coming through. Oh, Fantasy Island. Thank you, Carol. I knew somebody.
Fantasy Islands. I remember Fantasy Island.
The plane, boss, the plane.
Oh, of course. He was the little dwarf man, wasn't he? So, and who was and the man, wasn't the man...
he was a very famous actor.
Is that the one whose the voice it was for Mr. Magoo?
Oh, no, because that's Gilligan's Island. This was Fantasy Island.
Oh, it's getting mixed up now. Right.
Getting all of our islands mixed up.
Too many islands.
We're going to have a break. Give you opportunity to get your carts checked out. If you want to ask any questions in the meantime, feel free to fire those in, and we'll come back in about 4 or 5 minutes' time.
Hi, it's Jay Pressey from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Why I love Crafters TV. Simply put, your skibbity riz, as Ben, #lead presenter, apparently usually says. The quality of the products are phenomenal. Value for money is exceptional. The instruction and inspiration is mind-blowing. And you know you're always going to get a laugh. And if you see the 2 guys in the back here, that's why I really love Crafters TV. I am very happy and fortunate to be part of the CTV family. Toodles!
My favourite part is the interaction we can have with the lovely presenters.
The laughter and the giggles and the dressing up and the jokes. really fun and really good, and sometimes the only laugh you will get when you're not feeling well.
There's a personal connection with the presenters and the demonstrators.
The inspiration and clear instruction is patiently presented.
I love everyone that I have come to know on Crafters TV.
Well, we got two comedians, Dan and Craig. They're not comedians really, they're brilliant.
Presenters are great. Demonstrators are great.
Number one is the enjoyment I get from watching Ben and all of the demonstrators making the projects.
You are all so down to earth and genuine people, always willing to share and help.
Personal connection with everyone that's involved in Crafters TV.
For me, they have become my friend, creating a personal connection and making you feel part of a crafting family.
And get me a chuckle. It just feels like you're right there in my living room.
Tea first, and then from there it'll be meetings, and there could be commercial meetings, there could be creative meetings, I could be supporting one of my team. I also manage a large team, so it could be ones with those. Every day is different.
Getting early on the morning to work, set up all my cameras, all my TV monitors, make sure the lights are on. After the last show, we'll need to make sure everything's switched off, ready for the next day. Then I get to go home, just watch some TV, watch some movies or something when I'm making some food, and then go to sleep.
When I'm working, it's quite busy because I have to get up really early to come into work if I'm going to be travelling from London. But otherwise, I'm quite lazy. I spend a lot of time in bed before I get up in the morning.
Hi everyone, it's the Crafting Divas again, and today we have a song of why we love Crafters TV. Stamps, dies, and paper pads as far as you can see. Cutting, gluing, and embossing, all on Crafters TV.
Crafters TV, my favourite part is the interaction we can have with the lovely presenters. You are all so down to earth and genuine people, always willing to share and help with your suggestions. As an unpaid carer, having had to give up my job, you provide me with many light moments in my day. Your products are great, made with great care and thought, and are second to none. Thank you.
Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for joining us for this masterclass. We've got two more demos to show you. In the course of that time, if there's anything particular that you want to ask, I'm putting it out there again so you cannot say that, oh, Ben didn't let us ask any questions. I'm telling you again now, if you've got any questions, I'm being very thorough.
Is that how they say it?
Oh, yes, that's what they all say. Oh, Ben wouldn't let us ask any questions. No, I'm putting it out there now. If you've got any questions, any comments, any requests, anything that you want to see, please fire up now. Get those questions into us, and we will, of course, always show you what you need to see and always answer those questions. Just a couple of little bits and pieces I want to recap on, because I know this glitter card has gone bonkers. I mean, this has got to be one of the deals of the day, let alone the show. It is our top of the range, best in the business as far as I'm concerned, glitter card. As I said earlier on, and I know you guys will know this, I worked elsewhere before here within the craft industry, worked with lots of other different companies, worked with lots of other different products, and as far as glitter card is concerned, you will not get better than ours. That is my humble opinion. It is the best of the best because you get a whole selection of brilliant colours, you get a whole selection of different designs, and it's 250 GSM, so it's going to score beautifully, it's going to die cut absolutely beautifully. And what do you want from glitter card? You want the sparkle, you want the pizzazz, you want the wow, you want this beautiful sparkle, but you don't want any of the fuss and the faff and the glitter going everywhere. You don't get any of that with ours because you have that glitter encapsulated within the cardstock, so you get the wow factor, you get the ability to be able to die cut and score and use this in any other way you use your glitter card, but you don't get the glitter all over the place. There's your Christmas/sexy red alongside that beautiful Christmas green as well. So as Debbie was saying, great for cutting out your foliage with. Yes, for Christmas, both of those, but year round as well. That is 50 sheets there. It's buy 4, get 4 for free. We're going to give you 10 sheets of your copper, that gives you 60, 10 sheets of that beautiful royal blue, that gives you 70, and then 10 sheets of that absolutely gorgeous rose gold. That is your 80 sheets, 8-piece collection, 80 sheets of cardstock for $12.77, boys and girls, as Keith would say. That is just incredible value, so do not miss out. You should be paying nearly £32, nearly 53 bucks. That is $12.77 or $20.77 if you are shopping with us and you are a Platinum member. And one other, just to touch on, you'll find this on the Shop the Day page on the website, the Colorista pencils. Now, we always talk about these as being like very good value for money for, I mean, I don't know how you describe these really. Like Debbie, you kind of like had a great take on these earlier on, because these aren't, a lot of people think, oh, Colorista, that's like entry level quality. But these are superb quality for superb price, aren't they?
Oh, in fact, I can't genuinely believe that that's the price for these pencils, because when you get them home, don't even take my word for it. Please just buy them and try them when you get home, because you will absolutely see that they are second to none. They smooth layer, they literally, it covers the surface. They are blendable. I mean, where could you buy blendable pencils? You can't buy them off the supermarket shelves because they're scratchy and they will colour a certain amount, but they will not fill the tooth of the card. These fill the tooth of the card. These blend, and I mean blendable into the fact if you blend a pink and a blue together, you're going to get a purple. If you blend a green and a yellow together, you're going to get, no, the other way round, the blue and the yellow together, you're going to get a green. So whatever colours that are blendable, you will get a third colour. You can't get that with everyday pencils, which makes these the higher quality of the pencils, but not that higher price. That price is bonkers. That's absolutely mad bonkers pricing.
Wacky bonkers, as we like to say. Truly great value for money, and you know, there are a lot of people who've bought these for kids and grandkids. Excellent, because you're starting them off with the good stuff. You know, you're starting them off with really good quality pencils that aren't going to be scratchy, that aren't, you know, going to get them frustrated. And you know, kids can, I think, very quickly go off something if, like, you know, it doesn't work properly for them, or if they're not getting the kind of you know, finished product that they want. These pencils are going to allow them to colour like an absolute pro. And even for you, you know, if you've even got our colour blend pencils and you're needing to stock up, get these, and honestly, you will be so surprised just as to how good these are. Beautiful wax pencils. They blend beautifully, they layer beautifully with that 2.65mm core, and you are getting 48 for £6.38. That is absolutely ridiculous. You're going to get your bright and vivids here, so 12 pencils across all of your sort of primary colours. You're then going to get the perfect portrait, so if you love to do your, you know, your portraits, your different skin colours, different hair colours, you've got all of your sort of peaches and pinks and tans and browns within this. Then on top of that, you've got the beautiful natural landscape. So again, if you are more of a someone who likes to colour sort of landscapes and countryside scenes and seaside scenes, all of your greens and browns and beautiful blues in there as well. And then you've got the pastels as well. So the pastels, as far as the brights are concerned, you've got those slightly lighter colours across your reds and your yellows and oranges and purples in there too. 48 for £6.38. You need to hit the Shop the Day page to be able to see those. Those were on Craftbot earlier on. You will not be surprised to learn that they were flying out of the door. If you haven't yet got yours, you're welcome. Get them now whilst you can, because they have been disappearing in their droves.
I genuinely don't know how we did them for £4 a pack, but to do them for £2 a pack, yeah.
Well, if you're platinum,
they're never going to be any better. Oh yeah, if you're platinum.
£1.60 a pack.
That's, yeah. Don't even tell me that.
Sorry.
That is too low.
Carrie's asking the best way to store the Colorista pencils. That's a good question, because obviously when we have the colour blends and aqua blends, they're in the tin, aren't they?
Yeah.
So how
I'd
do we
keep them in the box.
Would you?
Absolutely keep them in the box, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. We tend to, especially if you're giving them to children, they're going to break if they just rattle them about or put them in a tub.
Like
so I would,
case, no.
keep them in the box, and then that will keep them nice.
And here we go. Rhonda just saying the colorista pencils are way better than the best of other brands.
Oh, absolutely.
They're smooth, easy to colour with, and I love mine, says Rhonda. So there you go, high praise.
Yeah.
And I also think it's very important that, you know, you can obviously listen to us and what we say. You know, you could kind of say, well, you know, they would say that, wouldn't they? They would say that. But read the comments that are coming in from other people as well. That's the most powerful thing. And you read what Rhonda's just saying. They're smooth and easy to colour with. Love them. They are way better than the best of other brands. Tells you everything that you need to know. Thank you, Rhonda. And Stephanie says the Watercolour Waves paper pad is very different, but I like it. Just for Lynn as well, to tell you the Showstopper, in case you didn't hear me, the Showstopper is all of the Ric Rac dies. So I'll show you all 9 of those that you're going to get in this bundle here. And we're going to have a look at the final 2 demos with Debbie in just a few moments' time. So you've got the 3 within the scalloped edge selection. You have got the 3 within your zigzag collection. Zig-a-zig. And then you've also got your 3 within your waves collection. Now, what I would say to you is 9 dies in total there, but you are getting 2 of the watercolour wave pads. Look, just this is a £15.99 pad every day of the week, isn't it? Absolutely it is. So in my mind, we were chatting about this earlier on, Debbie's mind as well, you're getting this twice over. So for me, it's like you're paying for the 2 pads, okay? So 2 lots of your watercolour wave pads, and then it's like you're getting those Ric Rac dies for absolutely nothing within the bundle. But essentially, Lynn, to answer your question, it's 2 of these pads. It is the 9 Ric Rac dies. That is your Showstopper bundle for £32 platinum. What a deal. If you've not yet picked that up, if you were thinking about just coming today and multi-ordering on the Watercolour Waves pad as an individual, you may as well buy this Showstopper. Even if you're thinking, oh, I don't know if I'd use the Ric Rac dies, for the value for money, I would be getting this. Get the Ric Rac dies, as I say, essentially for free. And then if you want to add more in, you can, because the Watercolour Waves pad is available as an individual item for you as well. Right, another demo coming up. Let's get back to Debbie. 2 more to bring to you, unless you ask for anything else, unless you want to see anything else. That will be the 2 more demos that we've got on this show. But let us get into it. What are you going to show us next, Debbie?
Yeah, so I thought, let's make a box and do a construction out of that paper, or cardstock. But then I thought, well, actually, let's use the dies as well. So I've done my base of my box, and I've done it 12 inches square, and then I've just scored it in at 4 inches on each side. And I've used, so when you're making the base, make sure you butt your cardstock against the right-hand side, because this is where your base side is. This piece is 8 by 8, and I'm going to score it at 2 inches, but I'm placing it against the left-hand side of my board, because that's where it tells me my box lid is. Now, because this is coated and it's a thick weight cardstock, you have to be gentle to start with, but you have to sort of ease that line in, because it's not the easiest to put a line through. But once you've got that in, then it scores. So do it a few times, just run it down. It scores lovely, but you have to get that, because it's got that coating on it, you just have to work that piece in without going too heavy-handed to start with.
Are we going small head, big head?
I've got the big head on this one, yes, big head. We like a big head. So we're just literally just taking that down. You could, I know some people run tumble dry sheets over cardstock to make it more slippery. You'd think it would be more slippery, but the coating is a very good hard coating. So you just need to take your time to put that crease in. But when you do, it literally, honestly, it scores beautifully. So once we've got that one done, let's pop that to the side. Now I've used completely coordinate different pages out of the book, because you don't need to stick to the same one, because the colours run through lovely. It doesn't matter how you do them. That reminds me of looking in the sea sometimes. You know, when you get the pretty colours sometimes that reflect in the sea. So once you do that, look at that. It is such a crisp line. It is unbelievable. And then we're just going to go round all our sections here.
Do you know what, Debbie? I love Anne's idea. She says, I think the balloon sentiment dies would look spectacular cut from this shiny card.
Yes, they would.
Because normally you'd use things like your glossy highlights, wouldn't you?
You would,
But this has already got that glossy finish.
Yeah.
That's a lovely idea, Anne.
Amazing. Yeah, absolutely amazing. So all I'm doing is cutting up that embossed line, taking off a piece, and then I'm just going to trim that piece as well. Now I tend to trim quite a bit off at the side, only because it saves on your glue, because you don't need to use so much glue, and you only need a little tab just to stick in. So it's just a case of going down those lines And if you've gone for that boxer board, you'd be able to do this on that box board that we sold this morning on Craft Vault, the scoreboard. And then we're just going to go one more up to there. I always trim a bit off at the side because then it just gives you a bit more wiggle room, because it gives you this triangle, so when you're putting it in, you get that perfect side. Now what we're going to do is use our dies to edge this. So just going to bring these in. I'm going to use the smaller edge one, and we're going to place this onto here. And all we're going to do is tape this down. Let me just bring in my tape, and I'm just going to put a little bit of tape on each one. And the best thing about this, it doesn't take your coating off, because I'm just making sure that each one goes the same way. You can put this onto here and it doesn't take any of your coating off because it's got that shiny surface. And I'm just making sure, can you see I've got a point going to the edge here and a point going to where my folded edge is on there. So it's even all the way round. That's quite important, because what we want is when we bring these in, they need to match on each side. So all we're going to do is, you do need your bigger plates for this as well. So we're just going to place that onto there and run that one through. So nice and easy, and you can see I've not done it to the size of my die either, so it doesn't matter that the box is smaller than what the die is. It's still going to die cut beautifully. So once we've done that one, I'll cut one more and then I'll show you my finished one. So we'll just take that one, take that tape off, which is just going to come off there beautifully. And then you've got a really lovely edge. And then we're going to do exactly the same. So onto this one, we're going to bring that corner onto there. Let's just make sure we've got slightly difference in our corners here, because this is slightly, oh no we haven't, it's because the fold line's gone. I thought that was strange. There we go. There we go, got it now. So right onto that edge again, take that down, and then that can go into our machine. So again, pop that in, and you're going to do that on all four corners. Yeah. So let's bring this one out. And it's nice on the lid, because then it creates this really decorative lid on your box. Oh, there we go. So let's take that one out. So, and then that piece of tape, take that away, and that one. Right, so we've done the two. I won't do no more. Like I say, I have a finished one, so I'll show you that. But all you're going to do then is these pieces, it will just tie right in with the bit on the end there, all the way around. So if I bring in this one, exactly the same, but we've done all of our edges here. And then we're just going to pop these together like so. And each edge, because we've done that same edge, can you see you get that same edge?
This is what I mean, and I really love it, Debbie, the fact that if people were like me, for example, thinking, oh, like, what am I going to do with these? In the space of the last hour and 15 minutes, in the short time we had on Wake Up Call, like the different ways that you've used these shows just how versatile they are. And I guess you've only just scratched the surface, really, haven't you?
Oh, absolutely. There's so many different ways. And like I was saying earlier, because every single project that you do will have an edge. Yeah. No matter where it is, it will have an edge. And I love being able to use it in this way, because it just shows how just thorough they are with their versatility. So all we're doing is going down on all those tabs, and then we're just going to use those tabs to tuck in, and hopefully they should all fit, because we've done if they don't fit, then your measuring of your box lid has not been right, because they should fit perfectly. I've done that, so each one will. Oh, I've just torn that. Trust me, to be a bit heavy-handed, but that's fine. In fact, I'm just going to put a little bit of tape. I'm going to grab some red liner tape on there. We can always patch that up after. Just save that from splitting. It's my fault. I was just a little bit heavy-handed. Just on there. So let's just pop that across. Just on that bit.
Do you tend to use the tape pens when you're making construction pieces at home, generally? Or do you use red liner tape?
No, I always use tape pen.
Pens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think our tape pen is super strong.
Yeah.
I think what you have to do with tape pens is you do have to give them a massage.
Like activating it a bit more, isn't it?
Yeah,
Like
because
rubbing
it makes, if you heat them up, it makes them a bit more sticky.
Yeah.
So we're just going to pop them in. A wet glue is also good. I mean, a wet glue you can't go wrong with, but you would just have to hold them a bit
Or get
longer
some of those
with
little
a wet
pegs
glue.
that we had yesterday. to,
Oh
like,
yeah,
tighten them
little
in place.
pegs would be good. Yeah, absolutely. And then that last one, there we go. So you can see each one of those is all the way round.
Perfect.
So that's our box base. Then we've got our, box lid. Then we've got our box base. And again, I've trimmed those down just to make sure we don't have to put as much glue on those. And we're just going to place that glue on each side. And the great thing about these is the boxes themselves just look amazing because of all the different colours.
Yeah.
It's like Joseph and his Technicolor dream coat, isn't it?
I close my eyes. My envelope stencils have just arrived, says Julie Palmer. Just debating if my husband needs tea tonight or shall I just play with my envelopes? And then she puts, sorry husband, you just lost.
Well, it depends how long you can craft for, because actually maybe feed him and then get on with you. You can stay up all night.
Yeah, absolutely right. Absolutely. Beans on toast, that'd be all right, wouldn't it, eh?
Yeah, beans on toast is fine, absolutely.
Helen just says, thank you, Debbie, for showing the lid. I did not realise what you had to look out for as you put it through the die cutting machine.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
And thank you to Margaret, who says, these dies are really edgy. I see what you did there. See what you did
Love
there.
That.
We love
that. So then we've got our perfect lid for that. Now, the great thing about this is you can then use, so these ones here, I've cut out some of these strips, so to make white ones, because then what we can do is start to decorate underneath. So you can then start to put these in, or the pieces that have come out, so these pieces, you can put them back in underneath if you want to. So once your box is in place, should we just do it? Which one? I think that comes from this one.
Oh, it's like a little jigsaw puzzle.
Yeah, so let's just stick those into place. So I'm just going to use, I'll use the back of this one. Let's use our dotty tape pen, which I put somewhere. There we go. Just on there. And then we can start piecing these back together. So I'm making sure my box is there. And then we're just going to go in along that bottom.
Oh, that's quite satisfying to watch that, actually.
And then we can trim that one off. And on that side, like so. And then we can do the others. So this one, I've got them all here that I took out, so it's just a case of popping them back in. So I think that might be, nope, not that one. That one? Doesn't really matter. Oh yeah, I think it was. Oh look, yes, you're right, Jamie. Do that one. But yeah, it's really, these are just the sort of dies that you're just going to want to play with. And the more you play with them, the more they will just look amazing, because you'll come up with all the different ideas. So let's pop that on there.
George is asking what would be in the...
He just wants to know what's in the content of the box. He's not bothered about the box. Like, what's in the contents?
Put whatever you want in there, George. Put a nice Devonshire pasty in there. Yeah.
That one was that one, actually. Yeah, it was. Look, that one was that one. Doesn't matter, does it? Doesn't matter. Let's do that one.
You would get a scone in there. Nice little cupcake you get in the box.
Oh, now you've opened up the discussion, haven't you?
What?
Cream or jam?
Debbie, there is no discussion, and you know mine and George's feelings on that. Yeah, thank you, George. It's nice to have a fellow Devonian with me this time around.
Because you're jam first, aren't you, and cream?
Debbie, I'm not rising to that at all. Not rising to that. We do it the right way in Devonshire, my lover. We do it the right way. Whatever them Cornish people tell you, they be wrong. Lovely place, Cornwall, but they do it all wrong when it comes to scones.
I don't really care. They all taste good, don't they?
George feels so strongly about the debate, he refuses to go to Cornwall. Yes. Yeah, he doesn't. The Tamar Bridge does not exist to George. He does not cross that bridge into Cornwall. Oh,
so
dear.
do I not know this? So George, do you come from that neck of the woods as well?
Me and George are Devon Bays.
Perhaps I did know that and I've just forgotten. I've lost my, oh, there it is.
George is North Devon, I'm South Devon.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. But we are still from the greatest county in the country, aren't we, George? The best of the best. Yeah. Karen says, if you printed any of the digital download papers on photo paper, they would be this shiny. Yes, they would actually.
Well, that's
they would
very
be very
true.
shiny.
Yes, that's very true.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've just put the lid on wherever now, haven't I? Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Oh, that's fine, it works.
Yeah,
it
does
works.
work.
And then if you wanted to, you can pop these on as well. So let's just do that one. Have we got time to put them on? Let's just pop those into place. And in fact, I can just do all of that because we can use it on the other side. So this is the nice thing, that you can just pop these into place. Wonder if that will go all the way around. Might be a little bit. Oh, it will. Look at that.
Parfait.
There we go. And then the next one onto there. Just a different way, isn't it, of using these dies and using those amazing papers. So we're just going to come into that one, into there, which should in turn come round slightly short of that one, but it'll be fine. There we go. Lots of changes. We have lots of changes, don't we, in the shows?
We do. Lol, 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 says LDD. Devon is beautiful. It is beautiful.
And then all I've done is I've die cut a tag and just sending some love, which we're going to just place onto the top there. So let's just use that one to finish. Pop some tape on there. Just a nice way of being able to do those on the top there. And there we go. So at the bottom, look at that.
Absolutely stunning. Penultimate demo on this, so we've got one more to bring to you before the end of the show. Don't forget, if you want to pick up some added extras on the show, the colour pencils proving very popular. I mean, there's not much more to say about these other than just buy them. We have got the Colorista wax-based pencils for an absolute steal of a deal. They're £6, right? £6.38. I mean, I'm trying to do the maths on that, what that is per pencil. 48 pencils. 6.38. I mean, it's just. I mean, it's just. It's not a lot per pencil. Is basically what it is. It's very, very few pence per pencil. So it is 30 pence. Oh, 13. I was going to say 30 seemed a lot. 13p per pencil. I mean, come on. What are you even waiting for? You're going to get 48 colours across the set. Your 2.65mm core, wax-based pigment colours. They're going to blend beautifully. They're going to layer beautifully for you as well. Take advantage of these. Look, if you didn't want to spend $24.99 a tin on our colour blends, then why not get all of these? And as people are chatting about real top quality pencils for a fraction of the cost, you've got them in the beautiful, perfect portrait. So if you want to do more of your skin tones, you can blend the different colours of skin tones there. Got all the different colours for your hair as well. You've got brights in here, so lots of your primary colours. You've got bright reds in here, you've got beautiful blues, there's yellows, there's greens, there's even crafter's purple in there too. If you're into more about colouring your landscapes, your countryside scenes, your seascapes, then you've got the natural, what's that called? Natural landscape, this one. So all your different greens in here, you've got a selection of different browns and your blues in there too. And then you've got the pastel colours included in there as well. That one is your floral sensations. Flip that around, you can see there's more sort of muted colours, but plenty of like reds and pinks and oranges and yellows and purples and lilacs and violets in that collection. Absolutely stunning across this set. I can't quite believe it myself. I cannot quite believe it that you're getting all 48 of these for that price. Colorista represents great value for money and great quality, but today is just bonkers quality. Don't forget, if you want to go for the full collection of our Ric Rac dies, there you go. You're getting 2 of the paper pads included within the bundle and those 9 dies in total as well. £32, and as we keep harping on about this, what an opportunity to get 2 of those pads, and essentially it's like we're giving you the dies for free, which is crazy. It should be 47 quid, 60 bucks. last chance to grab these in this show, because this will be the last demo. So clever, beautiful gift box, says Lois. Thank you, Debbie. And Colleen says, I'm loving the box. Cannot wait to start playing with my watercolour waves. Right, what has Debbie got up her nautical sleeve for the last demo?
Yes. Right, I thought I'd show you how to do a Z-fold card, and we're going to use those papers to, I keep calling them papers, cardstock to die cut as well. Now, I've took a 6x6, one of our card blanks, our craft card blanks, and I've took 2, so it means, I took 3 and made 2 different cards out of them.
Yeah.
Because what I did, for a Z-fold card, you want the identical, but use the other way. And what I mean by that is I've trimmed this off to 2 inches. This is the same card, so it folds like that, and then I've half folded it back, so at 3 inches fold it back, so you can see that gives me the same shape. What you do with a Z-fold is you literally turn it upside down and back to front, and then you stick those 2 in places, and then it becomes that Z-fold. So this piece itself, so I've done some mats and layers, so I'm just going to pop these onto our card. Use that beautiful cardstock, and we're just going to stick these onto some white cardstock. I thought white and craft card and then this beautiful rainbow colour would work really, really well. So we're just going to place that into the middle, just giving us a nice white border, and then do the same on the smaller piece. And I've just gone in a half an increment, or 1 increment actually. So we've done this at 5 3/4, the white card, and then I've gone in at 5 1/2 with the coloured cardstock. Yeah. So that's going to fit beautifully in here, just still allowing me to have that gorgeous border all the way around. You can just decide which colours you want where, but it doesn't really matter, so all the colours are just going to look lovely together. So I'm just going to go around all my corners with our tape pen and place that in the middle section. Like so, just making sure we've got the same amount all the way around. And then I've only done 1. You could, if you wanted to, put another one there, but I've just put 1 on the front. You don't really look at that inside bit, but if you wanted to, then you would just do this one to 2 3/4 of an inch by 5 3/4, and then that will fit beautifully in there. And then again, come down a 1/4 of an increment for your coloured cardstock.
Such an impressive card style, this, isn't it? But once you know the secret behind it, it's very achievable.
Yeah, very much so, yes. And then, now, so it is achievable, but you do need to take your time on this. And also, to get the longer part on this pen, you need to use an A3 cardstock. Right. So I've got a piece here, and it was too long to be, because I think our A4 is 11 1/4. Yes. And this one is I've done to 12 inches because of my measurements that I need on this. And then what you're going to do is bring in then your measurements here. So I'm going to use this middle one. So you've got the larger one, then the medium one, and then you've got your cutout panel. And I'm just going to pop this onto my card right on the edge. And I don't need to measure it. As long as all my curves hit the top of my cardstock, I know that's going to be straight. As long as your card is cut straight. Yeah. And I've only done this to 1 1/4 inches wide. So what we're going to do is grab our low tack tape, and we're just going to place this on our board. In fact, I don't need that amount, so I'm just going to take a piece there and that piece, and I'm just going to put it onto my skin so it's not too tacky, and then when you come to putting it on, it will just help it release a bit better. So making sure that's all right there. I'm going to pop that end, and then one on that side, and then we can send that through. So again, if you wanted to, you can put it through. In fact, I can do that on my smaller panels, because it doesn't matter that my card is coming out the bottom there. It's just a case of die cutting that in. And then the good thing about the die is because it's the same shape all the way down, because we want to then continue that, you just literally put the die along. And that's the nicest thing when you are using these dies, is because it follows in its direction. So just taking that piece of tape away like so. And then this one as well. Still doesn't want to come away. There we go. And then what I would suggest you do is go over one of them and lock it in. So now I can feel that's not going to move, it's locked in. And then tape that one in. And that's going to create that piece. Then what you want to do is turn it round and do it on the opposite side as well. And then once you've done that, you create this piece here.
Yes.
So it creates your full piece going down. So nice and easy to do. It just takes that little bit more time.
Gotcha.
And then again, we've done the same thing on this one. This is the one that's going to go underneath. This is the one that I want to be in the middle of. So you could either leave it like this, Ben, because that looks just as nice, or you could actually create it with your panel, which is what I've done here. So if I just bring that one round, I've done exactly the same on each end, but I've just done it. Nice. So now this will go in the middle.
Yeah.
So just make sure you measure so you can actually see where you're going to place that. And then I've left this one because I do want to bend this, but actually it's easier to bend card without double layer of thicker cardstock. So what I'm going to do is glue one piece, then trim it, and then we're going to glue the other two pieces rather than actually score and bend them round. So that's how you do that piece. So let's just glue that one into place. So I'm going to start with this first one. We're just going to put some tape right down the middle there.
Thank you, Karen, for your message. I've just realised what you mean. You've just sent a message going back from the tip like it never happened. And I was like, what do you mean back from the tip? Of course, you got the two parcels earlier, didn't you? One with the template library in, and you said you were going to go to the tip to hide the evidence from the husband.
Oh, of
so
course,
you've been to the tip, and the evidence is now hid. So now you can use the old, when he goes, oh, what's that you got there? You go, oh, no, template library, I've had that for ages. Yeah, no, I've had that. Oh, no, you obviously just never saw it before. Yeah. And then you'll go and check the recycling, and there'll be nothing there.
That's just too funny.
Nice work, Karen. Nice work. Alison Mason just saying, hi everyone, a bit late to the party, but finally sitting down in my craft room to watch. Don't forget we're back at 5 o'clock tonight as well. We have got the return of the Great Outdoors on launch party. Alongside that tonight we have got the envelope Showstopper as well for you, template, and the 3D macro embossing folders that we launched yesterday. So lots to come in the hour-long show tonight, live at 5. That is as I said, that's midnight. It's not midnight at all. It's midday Eastern. It is 9 a.m. Pacific. Hopefully you can join us for some more fun. And another jam-packed day tomorrow.
Oh, Sarah's back in the building tomorrow.
Yeah, with Sarah. And we've got a crafty guest joining us tomorrow too.
Oh, yes.
In the craft house. One of your favourites is back. It is. I can tell you, can't I? Yeah, I can tell you. I'm sure I can. Well, I'm going to tell you. It's Sandra from Santangle. She's back with us tomorrow for 2 craft house shows.
So all I'm going to do with this one is to bend that back into shape.
Yep.
Like so. So that's creating our piece that's going to go through the middle here, like so. And because it's the same size, it's going to fit perfectly well on the top there. Then what we want to do, now you've seen me in the very first demo cut them out, so I've already cut one out, and then we're just going to do one more. Oh, actually I've got 2 somewhere. Oh, there it is. So we've got 2 of these, and we're just going to then place these through the middle of that one, so you can see how cool that is then going to look. And again, we're going to do exactly the same thing, so because these are slightly shorter, so we're going to just place that in the middle. So again, using your, use this bit of tape, use this bit of card, should I say. I'm just going to use this to go down those pieces. And then do the first one along here to there. And then I am going to snip that one again onto that side, because that one is just slightly too small. If I put it that way, you'll see it's too small to go onto there. So I am just going to use a new one for this one. And then we're just going to, again, use our tape to go all the way down there. You can see I've switched to my dotty tape pen because we've got all the holes in there and it's a little bit curved. So we're just going to place that one. In fact, I'm going to open that so we know that we've got that. In fact, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. We're going to, so we know we've got that in the right place.
Yeah.
I'm going to overlap it, but then cut it.
Gotcha.
So even though that's a different colour, that won't matter. So take that one off. And then we're going to do the same with that one. Like so. So that will at least look like it's the same. And then we can just pop that one. Nope, so we'll go to...
There you go, yeah.
Is it that? Oh, yeah, it's there, look, that
Oh,
one, yeah.
oh, right, yeah.
So there we go. Pop that one onto there. There we go. And then we're just going to trim that one down.
Zigzag Ric Rac.
All
Zigzag
right.
Ric Rac rainbow card.
Right, so we've got our pieces here, so we're going to pop them this way round, and all you're going to do is turn it round. This part and this part you need gluing. Don't have it open and glue these parts, because those will then get stuck. So we're just going to take our tape and we're going to place it right down this middle section. Just put a bit on that end so we know that will stick beautifully, and then onto this one as well. Just making sure we've got plenty of tape on there. So then when we turn that one over, we can place that one, I'm going to do it a little bit higher, right onto the end. Because that was the same as the card blanket itself, we know that that's going to be perfect. Just turn that over. And this is what you should be able to do. Your card should lay flat. You'd be able to lay that completely flat. So, and then we're just going to burnish where we've glued them down, just to make sure they don't come away. So that gives us our Z fold. And then I've just got a few bits here now, Ben. Now this, I just want to quickly show you. These were just some of our flowers from, do you know we did the florals with the floral creation?
Creations, yeah.
Yes, I think it was the floral creation with the box, yes. That's the ones I've got it from. So, and all I've done is just, I want to show you how well these die cut. So I'm just putting them into, I just want to make sure that we get some two-tone colours. So let's just place that one onto there and then pop that through. And again, even if you've got the Gemini Mini or Midi, they're going to create beautiful, they die cut beautifully. So we're just going to, I'm just going to show you, I've already got my flowers made, but I just wanted to show you how lovely these are when they're die cut. Just a lovely cardstock to die cut. And they are stunning.
Ah, yeah, look at that.
And then all I did with these ones is just pinch them in. So if
shape
you
them a bit.
push them in the middle and then just pinch them, they just create this really nice effect, and it just gives something different. If you do it the other way round, creates a different type of flower. So just like that, nice and easy. So, and then I did that with white cardstock as well, and just made all these little flowers that sort of poke up, but really lovely, because now they're going to match our designs on here. And then I've just stamped a With Love sentiment with my nesting dies. Now I used the circle just to tie in with these, because these were circles. So we're just going to tie in that, and we've done the background as well. So everything matches together, and I love that with these papers, because you get some different colour to look at each angle. And I think that's really lovely with these papers. So we're just going to place that right in the centre there. So we've got our With Love, and then we're just going to add these. I'm going to hope we've got some, oh yes, we've got some 3D glue gel. So if it works, let's see. Oh yes, it does. Someone's been good and popped the little bit up.
That's it, good housekeeping.
And then we're just going to use these to put onto our card here. Let's actually move that up a little bit so we can see. And then our last one, just there.
Nice.
And then I've just also die cut some leaves.
Oh yeah.
Using exactly the same.
Funky leaves.
Yeah, funky leaves. I've done sort of white and the green. They're all out of the same papers. So we're just going to place those underneath. Does that stick in there? There we go. And then just a few more to finish off. Let's pop that one under there. And then do another one at the bottom. Let's use this nice bright one.
Perfect.
So that will just go under that one. Don't think we need the white ones actually, so I'm not going to worry with those. And then I've just got a tiny little bow just to finish off on those ones. Just there. And there we go.
Perfect.
So if I just bring in all three, we've done, we've done 4, didn't we? Where's my
Four,
box
yeah.
as well? Just bring those ones in, and my box must be under here, just to show you all the versatile ways of how you can be creative with them. But look, I mean, how amazing they look, but only because of that paper pad. So if you're going for these dies, you've got to have the Showstopper with that paper pad, because we've used 3 of those demos with that paper pad, and they look amazing.
Shows you the versatility you've got when you combine the dies with that paper pad. 2 of those you'll get in the bundle, and the 9 Ric Rac dies as well. Loving the card, says Pat. Thank you so much for the inspiration as always. And Jen says, yay, Santangle. I'm working on an 8x10 of the Light as a Feather from her collection. Yeah, Sandra back tomorrow, and Sarah's here as well. It's all about the S's tomorrow. We're back in just over an hour's time. We have got launch party tonight for you with the return of the Great Outdoors collection, and we've got the opportunity to have a look at the envelope template Showstopper and the 3D macro embossing folders as well. So they are all coming up, plus an At This World deal and an Explorer deal you want to get your hands on. That is an hour tonight from 5 o'clock, so about an hour and a quarter. We'll see you then. Thank you so much to Debbie for an inspirational show. Hopefully, if you've already got the Ric Rac dies and the Watercolour Waves pad, you've now got loads of ideas running around your head, lots to get crafting with. And until 5 o'clock, thanks for watching, and bye for now.